Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. When last we left off, we were in this hospital trying to get access to the areas beyond the receptionist's desk so that we can actually, basically find Jacques Marquet. We need to talk to Jacques Marquet about a lot of things. Unfortunately, nobody's really letting us past, and try as we might in making people look at a clown's nose or various other things. In fact, we could get all these people to look at the clown's nose. We won't get any access beyond by doing so. It's still worth a try, just in case it opens up any dialogue options. The only other people we've actually encountered so far would be Rosso and Moo, and I'm sure we'll be going back to them at some point. Let's go and talk to them.
Hey, Benoit!
Hello. I've got to show you a clown's nose.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
I want to show you this.
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Well, what about this?
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir.
Fair enough.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir.
Fair enough.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs when exploring the abdomen?
I hope not.
No, it is not.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Well, this is turning out to be pretty quick.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Fair enough.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
Well, that was quick.
See you later.
Right.
Let's talk to this doctor here. Maybe he has some,
Excuse me, sir.
maybe he has some light he can shed on these items.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Fair enough.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir. I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir. I have not.
I didn't think you had.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
Sacre bleu. That's exactly what I needed in my last operation.
It is?
I had to improvise with a knitting needle and a couple of cords. If only you'd been on hand at the time. My patient would have given his right arm for it.
I hope he's joking.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Not surprising.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Fair enough. We're not going to be making any progress that way.
Thanks for your help.
Not sure how helpful he was. It's time to show all the items to the receptionist.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
One of them may get us in. Starting with the buzzer.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Also, I've noticed that the dialogue with her gets quite a bit louder.
Is this plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
So no.
Have you heard of the Club Alamat?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? The kind of place where you get little umbrellas and whelks.
Huh? That's romantic?
What about the manhole cover?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Is it a crack detector?
Huh?
Polar explorers use them to poke about in the snow.
No.
And when I said manhole cover, I meant manhole cover lifter.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
Some good advice.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
So that's a no.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
That's right.
Why don't you give me a break and go and play with someone else?
Fine. Here is my not card that's definitely not mine.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on ward J2. That's
Bad?
Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's wrong with Nurse Grendel? That's not a bad thing, right?
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
So, you gonna let me through to that area?
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
So, you going to let me go find Marquet?
How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Fair left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
I get the feeling we're gonna get lost.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Let's go. Down this way? Hopefully? Maybe?
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Well, I doubt we're going to get past him anytime soon. So is that way which we came, there's this way, there's this here. He's not going to let us walk past at all, is he?
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
I don't know why you'd want to. Also, let's use the water cooler.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Oh? Let's talk to him, shall we? Hello?
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
That was rather rude of you, George. Let's ask about people.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Mr. Shiny? That's probably the name of your machine.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
Fair enough.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No,
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal mop foot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is? Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Well, let's talk about these two people.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
I get the feeling that Mr. Shiny would not do very well against those two people.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah, end of the corridor, ward J2.
Okay, excellent.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
What's in this room?
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Oh. What's down here, then? Anything? Oh, brings you out here. To this plug socket. I have a cunning plan, and it involves turning off Mr. Shiny. Let's do it.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Aha!
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
He's going the long way. The very long way. There we go. We can look in here now. Excellent.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Is he not going to comment on that? No, it would seem not. He's perfectly fine to not comment on that. Wait, let's keep moving. Down the corridor, he said. Down the corridor. Did we get lost? I think we did. Do we want to instead go this way? I think we do. There we go. That's better.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
Need what?
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
I've no idea what George is planning here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
We could ask him about Jacques Marquet, though.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
That's a good question. Also, we forgot to ask the janitor about the tissue. We should go back and ask him about that.
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
No problem. Look at this tissue.
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
That's a no, then.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
All right, what is this item?
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I'm sure we'll be using it somewhere else.
Do you know what this is?
Is it self-raising flour?
No.
Not quite. Or at all.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
What about this tool that we still have? We must have took it back with us after we left the castle. I'm glad we did.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
Eye surgery.
That's a dumb thing to say. It's not sharp enough.
That's a no, then.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Fair enough.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Fair enough. What about the nose? You've got to know the nose.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
You know, you emphasize that really oddly, George.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
That was pretty painless. I thought I'd have to use that device on him, but we're going to leave just for now and go back and talk about that tissue. The tissue is critically important. Also, it does mean we have to hear this again. We can actually try and touch Mr. Shiny here. It's not a good idea.
Hello.
Oh, hi. No whistling, right?
Right.
Right, let's ask about this tissue.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C and a side order of machine oil.
Machine oil, eh? Don't think George has access to that yet.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I'm washed, if you don't mind, sir. You can pick up all kinds of things in a hospital.
Like nurses, right?
No, sir. Bugs and germs. And fungal infections.
Well, what is this device that we've been handed? Can we ask about it? We cannot ask about it.
Do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
It sure looks like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh.
Why would it be dandruff?
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never ever play with matches.
I know that, but
People get hurt when they do.
sure.
They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
What about this manhole cover removal tool? You must know what this is.
Would this tool be any use to you?
No, sir. Mr. Shiny has no user-serviceable parts. Whatever that means.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
Not sure he would.
What do you think of this, Sam?
Oh, boy. What is it?
A priceless gemstone found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
If this gem was yours, you'd be able to buy 100 Mr. Shinies.
Don't be silly. There's only one Mr. Shiny.
We are not going to be using the gem to bribe our way into that ward. Well, that said, we could just walk into it anyway.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Fair enough. One last question before we leave you and Mr. Shiny in peace. To buff the floors.
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
Why did you think he was a policeman?
See you later.
Yeah. Take care now.
One more thing before we end here. Let's try and use Mr. Shiny.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors.
Fair enough. And so, we shall move back into the ward in question that we need to be in. It is a long and actually pretty interesting challenge to get into this ward here. And oh, hello.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
I'm not sure you will.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
I think he's rumbling you here, Stobart.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Let's ask about Marquet.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Oh.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
It may still be too early to say. Also, by the way, have a look at this tissue.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
Fair enough. They probably won't even let me do this because George will disagree, but hey.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
Alright, what is this?
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
I take it that's not going to happen.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
How did you know that?
I'm a plasterer.
Well, that would do it.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor. A game of whist and a glass of ginger wine is about my limit.
Fair enough.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor. Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Well, let's show him a card.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Fair enough.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor. Is this some kind of test?
If it was, you would have failed.
Interesting that they didn't use the exact same voice line there for him saying no, Doctor. It was very subtly different. I like that little touch.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise, it's just like him.
remarkable.
So it's nothing like him then.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Well, I think we've said all we need to say about this to this person.
See you later.
And I think when we come back, we shall continue trying to get towards Marquet. It is a long and arduous process. There's a lot of things that we basically need to, things we've had to deal with. We've had to actually get this coat. I doubt we'd even be able to get into here without the coat. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And when we come back, hopefully we'll go to the private room, talk to Marquet, and everything will all be worth it, and we're probably not going to be able to walk right in there, are we? Of course we're not! There's going to be more puzzles. And I'll have to show more people a dirty tissue full of plaster. I wonder how many people you can show that to. The final villain of the game, you go, "What does this tissue mean to you?" And then he shoots you. I don't know if that's actually what happens, but it would be fantastic if the final villain of the game was defeated by a tissue you found in a sewer. It's not going to happen, is it? No, I don't think so. So, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.